We cannot rely on our native tongue if our spouse does not understand it. If we want them to feel the love we are trying to communicate, we must express it in his or her primary love language. You see, in this video, we'll be talking about love languages. What are they? Why are they important? How can you find out what is your primary love language? You see, I think that this is actually very important and very underrated. I haven't really seen a lot of people talking about it, but it actually, for example, for me, it has helped a lot. And even if you're not in a relationship, you can gain a lot from this video. Because why not prepare for a relationship, really? Why not prepare before you get into a relationship? Because this is a very good thing to know and to be prepared with. And also, this love language doesn't only apply to romantic relationships. And by the way, my name is Nagodino, and I make videos about stuff I'm interested in, philosophy, lessons I'm learning, and I also make videos about climbing. So, hope you enjoy. And by the way, I'm no expert on this. I just read the book, The Five Love Languages. It's in Romanian. A great book, highly recommend it. And I've been in a 2-year relationship so far. It's been going great so far, finding out each other's love language and expressing our love through that. I think that it has helped us a lot. So I thought, why not, share the lessons that I've learned from this book with you, so that hopefully it can also help you. Now I have some timestamps in the video. If you want to skip some parts, you can look at there. First, what is a love language? You see, in this book, who's the author? Let me just check. Why does it not write it here? Here it is. Gary Chapman. He lists 5 love languages. And these being words of affirmation, quality time, receiving gifts, acts of service, and physical touch. And you see, everyone has a love language. And you can think of love language as your native language, your actual language in which you're speaking it. And you see, you probably understand this language the best, and you probably speak it very well. Just in the same way, you have a primary love language. And you feel the most loved when love is being expressed in this language. When you are receiving love that is given through your primary love language, that's when you feel the most loved. And also, just in the same way with your native language, your love language is your preferred way of expressing love. So how you express your love most of the time. You see, just in the same way, when someone is talking in Chinese with you, and I'm guessing you don't understand Chinese, see, if I say, 黄许你跟我亲他, you probably didn't understand that. And just in the same way, if someone is not expressing their love through your primary love language, you will probably feel unloved and neglected. Basically, it is your preferred way of receiving love and also giving love. For example, my love language is quality time. And my girlfriend could, give me all sorts of gifts and say all sorts of nice things and do all sorts of things for me, acts of service. But you see, all of these are very nice and they do feel me make love. But if we do not spend quality time together, if she gets distracted easily when we're together, or she doesn't really pay much attention, or when we don't get into some deep conversations or things like that, I will feel unloved. All of those things, yes, they are nice, but it is really quality time that matters. So you see, if you are not expressing your love through your partner's primary love language, and vice versa, your partner not expressing their love through your primary love language, and it's like speaking English to a Chinese and then speaking Chinese back to you and expecting to understand each other. See, it leads to misunderstanding. That both of you will express your love, you will try your best, but you will express it through different means than the primary ones. And this can lead to confusion and misunderstanding. See, why does she love me? You see, I try my very best, I cook for him, I clean up, I do all of these, but she tells me that she doesn't feel loved. Well, because her primary love language might be words of affirmation, and I don't really tell her how much I love her. I don't compliment her as often. I don't praise her as often as I used to. So you see, this is why it's so important. As we said, when we don't communicate it through the main love language, the other person might feel unloved and neglected. And this can lead to a lot of confusion and misunderstanding, as we said, when both sides are giving their best, but they're just not communicating through the right means. And let me just give you an example. I wrote here with some help one of these made-up stories of a situation between two partners and them not expressing their love through their primary love languages. So here's how it goes. This is a relationship between Emma and Jack. You see, Emma's primary love language is words of affirmation. Emma feels most love when Jack expresses his affection through words. Compliments, verbal encouragement, and sweet messages make Emma feel valued and cherished. Jack's primary love language is receiving gifts. Jack feels most love when Emma gives him thoughtful gifts. It's not about the monetary value, but the thought and effort Emma puts into choosing or making something special for him. I see in the early stage of the relationship, initially both Emma and Jack made efforts to express their love in multiple ways. Emma would frequently praise Jack and tell him how much he meant to her. Jack in turn would surprise Emma with small gifts and tokens of affection. It seemed like they were perfect for each other. They had some similar interests, hobbies, and values. And you see, as time went on, Emma continued to express her love through words of affirmation, her primary love language. She would frequently tell Jack how much she appreciated him and how proud she was of him. She wrote him love notes and sent sweet texts throughout the day. Now Jack continued to show his love by giving Emma gifts. He would buy her favorite snacks, surprise her with little things she mentioned wanting, and even make her handmade gifts. Now, as time went on, Emma started feeling unappreciated because Jack rarely verbalized his feelings. She would think, why doesn't he ever tell me he loves me yet or appreciates me? I need to hear it. And Jack, on the other hand, felt neglected because Emma never really seemed to give him gifts or surprises. He would think, why doesn't she ever get me anything special? It feels like she doesn't think about me when we're apart. You see, the thing was that without understanding each other's love languages, both Emma and Jack felt unloved despite their efforts. Emma's words of affirmation went unnoticed and Jack's gifts seemed underappreciated. So you see, this can lead to misunderstanding and confusion and both of the sides feeling unloved. And Chapman wrote a lot of these stories in his book. I really recommend you to read this book. It's great. I'm just giving you a small taste of what's in this book. I really recommend you to read it. So then you see what could Emma and Jack do in this situation? Well, of course, communicating effectively with each other. That's one of the key things to every relationship problem. And this could probably solve the problem even if they don't know about love languages. They could just express, I feel love when you do this for me, I feel love when you do this for me, and they figure it out through communicating their feelings and their needs. And now then, of course, they could also learn each other's love languages, which could help a lot, of course. So then how do you do this? How do you find out what is your primary love language? And well, now you see, there are many ways that you could go about this. I've listed some of these. And you could pause and think about these questions that I will be asking you. As we said, it is through your primary love language that you feel the most loved. You can ask yourself, when do you feel most loved by your partner? When are the times when you just feel loved and when it's great? And ask yourself this question and think about it. Now, if you don't know the answer, you can also ask yourself, when do you feel the most unloved? This actually helped me a lot, you see. The negative use of the love languages. Which of your partner's actions or words or lack of them cause you most of the pain? You see, for example, maybe condemning words hurts you the most. And if condemning words hurts you really bad, then it might be that words of affirmation is your love language. And this actually helped me a lot when figuring out my own love language. I just thought about, okay, what if I didn't have this at all? What if we didn't really spend that quality time together? And you see, when you don't get the love in your primary love language, that hurts deeply. Like, you know that. So you can look out for that even as time goes on in your relationship. When you really feel hurt, when do you feel loved by your partner? So look out for these cues. Now you see, another question that you can ask yourself is, what do I ask for most frequently from my partner? Maybe you frequently ask for, you ask your partner, could you give me a back massage? You frequently ask for that in order to hold your hand, something like that. Then maybe your love language is physical touch, or maybe your girlfriend is asking you very frequently. You see, could you clean the garage this afternoon? Could you do this? Could you clean the dishes? Maybe your love language is acts of service. And of course, you do the negation of this also. What do you complain about the most? This can also help a lot. For example, maybe when your girlfriend comes back from shopping, you tell her, "Did you bring me anything? Oh, you didn't bring me anything. Oh, okay, okay." Maybe then your love language is giving gifts. So you see, this can also help. What do I ask for frequently? What do I complain about frequently? Now, another great strategy is to notice, how do you express your love most frequently? Because you see, most people give what they want to receive. Now, you see, these are not 100% bulletproof. For example, with this last one, a child might have grown up seeing his father, giving his mom a bunch of gifts. He always came home with flowers. And then he just might grow up, with that habit of surprising his wife with a bunch of gifts and flowers and all those. Although his primary love language might not be that. He just grew up learning that. And also, a lot of our love languages and you see, also a lot of our love languages stem from our childhood. So you can also look at, and now you see, our love language should also be related to our childhood. How were we loved when we were a child? How did we express love in our family and things like that? So you can also do some introspection based on that. And there's another way, I think, which you can find out what your love language is by process of elimination. By just thinking, okay, out of the 5 love languages, which one do I absolutely do not really need? You check out one, and then you go down to 3, go down to 2, and then you go down to 1. And I think that this is a pretty good method of doing it. There's also a test online where it asks you a bunch of questions, gives you a probability of which one is your love language. I also recommend that, but I think that these are more valuable than just a test online. Although that can also help to just start off, you see. Now you see, there are a lot more to say about love languages, so I highly recommend you to check out this book, The 5 Love Languages, where it actually talks about how do you actually express your love if your partner's love language is words of affirmation or physical touch or all of the other love languages. Highly recommend the book. This was more just an introduction, a taste, getting more people to know about love languages, because I think that it's a good idea, it's a great idea. And you see, it has also worked great for me, so I recommend you to look deeper into it, maybe with your partner, or even alone if you don't have a partner, to when you do eventually get into a relationship, to know about this stuff. So I highly recommend it. If you're interested in doing free one-on-one calls, you can send me an email. We'll arrange a video call and we can chat basically. So if you're interested, email in the description. Also, you can leave comments. I'm always excited to read the comments that you guys are leaving. So thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. All the love towards you. Have a great day and goodbye.